Marjorie Taylor Greene once said, "The only way to get your freedoms back is to earn them back." Now let's rewind a bit and explore who this woman is and how she came to be such a pivotal figure in American politics. Hailing from the sunny state of Georgia, Marjorie Taylor Greene is not your typical politician. Her entry into the political arena was as sudden as it was controversial. A successful businesswoman, she took the leap into the murky waters of politics, bringing with her a no-nonsense attitude and a flair for the dramatic. From the outset, Greene drew attention for her controversial statements, which ranged from provocative to downright shocking. She did not shy away from the spotlight. Instead, she embraced it, using her platform to voice her beliefs no matter how divisive they might be. One of the notable aspects of Greene's political persona is her support for conspiracy theories. She's been known to champion theories that push the boundaries of credibility, to say the least. From asserting that forest fires in California were caused by space lasers controlled by a prominent Jewish family, to publicly supporting QAnon, a far-right conspiracy theory detailing a supposed secret plot against President Donald Trump by the deep state, she's shown a willingness to question established truths. But it's not just her conspiracy theories that have made headlines. Greene's rhetoric often carries a tone of hostility and divisiveness. She's been outspoken in her criticism of those who hold different political views and has been known to use inflammatory language that fosters tension and discord. All this has culminated in making Marjorie Taylor Greene a figure who's as celebrated by some as she is reviled by others. Her controversial beginnings have set the stage for a political career that's anything but ordinary. The stage was set for a political figure who was far from ordinary. Greene's rise wasn't just about her controversial statements. It was about the division she was able to create. She saw a divided Republican Party, a divided country, and instead of bridging the gap, she decided to widen it, to deepen it. Greene knew how to play her cards. She capitalized on the polarization, the tension within the party and the nation. She recognized the power of fear, of anger, of resentment, and she used it to her advantage. She exploited these emotions, channeling them into a powerful force that propelled her rise to power. Her campaign strategies were unconventional, to say the least. Greene didn't rely on political correctness or diplomacy. Instead, she chose to be blunt, to be direct. She spoke in a language that resonated with those who felt unheard, ignored by the establishment. She gave them a voice, a platform, and in return, they gave her their support. Greene's tactics were not just about gaining support, they were about creating a movement, a wave that would carry her to the top. She stoked the flames of division, of hatred, feeding into the narrative of us versus them. She made it clear that she was not just a politician, but a warrior, fighting for those who felt marginalized, dismissed. And it worked. Greene's approach resonated with many. Her audacious rhetoric, her refusal to toe the party line, her blatant disregard for political niceties, it all appealed to those who were tired of the same old, same old. They saw in Greene a fresh face, a new voice, a breath of fresh air in a stale political landscape. But what cost did this rise to power come at? Greene might have gained power, might have gained a following, but in the process, she further divided an already divided nation. She fueled hate, she fostered resentment, she perpetuated a dangerous cycle of division and discord. In a divided nation, Greene found her power. Greene didn't shy away from conspiracy theories. In fact, she used them to her advantage. Marjorie Taylor Greene's political career has been marked by a willingness to endorse, propagate, and leverage conspiracy theories. These theories, often based on unfounded claims and misinformation, have become a central part of her political platform and a rallying cry for her supporters. From theories about global elites orchestrating world events to dubious claims about national tragedies, Greene's political rhetoric has been steeped in the murky world of conspiracy. She has shown an uncanny knack for using these narratives to galvanize her base, turning suspicion and fear into political capital. Her approach has not only influenced her own political trajectory, but has also impacted the broader political landscape. Greene's endorsement of these theories has given them a mainstream platform, making them more visible and more influential. This has not only shaped the beliefs of her supporters, but has also influenced the broader discourse, polarizing opinions and deepening divisions. Greene's embrace of conspiracy theories has also had a direct impact on her political platform. She has used these narratives to frame her policy positions, using them as a lens through which to view issues ranging from immigration to gun control. This has allowed her to present her policies not just as political choices but as moral imperatives, a fight against unseen forces threatening the fabric of society. The theories Green supports are not just a reflection of her political strategy, but also of her personal beliefs. Behind the political maneuvering, there lies a deeply ingrained worldview, one that sees conspiracies not as fringe ideas, but as the hidden truth behind the world's events. In this landscape of conspiracy and misinformation, Green has found a powerful tool. She has used these narratives to build a political career, to shape the beliefs of her supporters, and to influence the broader political discourse. In a world of alternative facts, Green found her truth. The Republican Party was not immune to Green's divisive tactics. As she gained notoriety, her actions began to stir unease within her own ranks. This wasn't just a case of an outlier pushing the boundaries, it was a seismic shift that threatened the unity of the party. Green's approach was unorthodox, to say the least. She wielded conspiracy theories like a weapon, using them to drive a wedge between party members. Some Republicans found themselves caught in the crossfire, torn between their allegiance to the party and their disapproval of Green's tactics. Her controversial statements were met with mixed reactions from her fellow Republicans. Some chose to distance themselves, denouncing her actions as detrimental to the party's image. Others, however, seemed to embrace the chaos, using it as an opportunity to further their own agendas. One of the most notable reactions came from a senior party member who stated, "Green's approach is not reflective of our party's values. This kind of rhetoric only serves to divide us further." Yet despite the criticism, Green's influence within the party continued to grow. She was not just a thorn in the side of her fellow Republicans, she was a force to be reckoned with. Her bold, unapologetic demeanor struck a chord with a significant segment of the party's base, who saw her as a breath of fresh air in an otherwise stagnant political landscape. It wasn't long before the tensions reached a boiling point. Disagreements turned into public spats, and unity was replaced with discord. The once unified front of the Republican Party was now a battleground, with Green at the epicenter. Green's influence was disruptive, but it was also undeniably powerful. She had managed to shake the very foundations of her party, causing ripples that would be felt for years to come. Whether for better or worse, Green had changed the landscape of the Republican Party, and the effects of her actions will continue to shape its future. Green's influence extended far beyond her own party. Indeed, her actions and statements sent ripples across the nation, touching every corner and every citizen in one way or another. The impact was as vast as the country itself, and it was impossible to ignore. Green's divisive tactics, often rooted in conspiracy theories and altered truths, created a new kind of political landscape. A landscape where the line between fact and fiction blurred, where the truth was no longer a given but a subject of debate. And this change was not confined to the corridors of power. It seeped into everyday conversations, into the public discourse, creating a climate of uncertainty, distrust, and division. This was not a subtle shift, it was a seismic change, shaking the very foundation of our national politics. Green's approach, her disregard for the truth, her embrace of conspiracy theories, it all served to undermine the integrity of our political system. It led to a widespread loss of faith in our institutions, in our leaders, and in the very idea of governance itself. And then, there was the hate. Green's statements, often laced with prejudice and intolerance, stoked the fires of division, fueling hate and animosity. Her words, her actions, they didn't just create tension within her own party. They stirred up a storm of discord and hostility that spread across the nation, leaving no one untouched. The impact of Green's influence was deeply felt. It was felt in the rising tensions, in the widening divisions, in the growing distrust. It was felt in the echo of her words, in the shadow of her actions. It was felt in the very fabric of our society, tearing at the seams of unity and harmony. In a nation divided, Green's influence was deeply felt. Her actions and statements, her divisive tactics and hateful beliefs, they all left a mark on the nation, a mark that will take time and effort to erase. But erase we must for the sake of our future, for the sake of our unity, and for the sake of our nation. Marguerite Taylor Greene is a controversial figure, but her impact on the Republican Party and the nation cannot be denied. Her journey from relative obscurity to becoming a prominent political figure is a testament to her ability to seize the attention of a large section of the electorate. Green's rise to power has been fueled by her adept use of conspiracy theories and altered truths. These tactics have allowed her to tap into the fears and frustrations of her constituents, painting a picture of a world in constant peril. Her narratives, often devoid of factual grounding, are nonetheless potent and have influenced a significant segment of the Republican Party. However, her approach has also stirred up considerable tension within her own party. Some see her as a disruptive force, sowing discord and division rather than working towards unity. Others view her as a necessary change agent, shaking up the status quo and challenging established norms. This internal strife has left the Republican Party on uncertain footing, grappling with its identity in the wake of her influence. The impact of Green's actions extends far beyond her party. Her contentious rhetoric and unapologetic stance have served to further polarize an already divided nation. The animosity she has helped foster has implications for the broader political discourse, contributing to a climate of mistrust and hostility. Yet it's crucial to remember that figures like Green do not arise in a vacuum. They are often a reflection of deeper societal currents, tapping into existing sentiments and amplifying them. As such, they can serve as a barometer for the state of our democracy, revealing the fissures and fault lines that lie beneath the surface. As we continue to navigate these divided times, the influence of figures like Marjorie Taylor Greene will undoubtedly shape our political landscape. The challenge lies in responding to these forces in a way that fosters dialogue and understanding rather than deepening our divisions.